Okay, here's a quick video of how we make a person in a shape. So we have our paper, it's in portrait style, short sides on the top and on the bottom, long on the sides. We want to start most of the way up our paper so it doesn't completely touch the top, just down a little bit. We're going to practice making an oval, and then when we feel good and it's right, we're going to lightly press down and make an oval. We've gone over our head features, so if we divide our oval in half, sideways and topways, the sideways line that we made in half is our eyes. They're equal distance apart. Across your head is 5 eye lengths. So if I divide this in half, my eyes are going to be equal. We make football shapes for our eyes. Our ears are at the top of our eyes, but they end underneath. So if we start at our eyes, circle half or line halfway down, it's going to be the bottom of our nose. Our ears start at the top of our eyes. We can make heart shapes, like a half a heart shape for our ear, or we can make a curved C shape, depending on how your ears are connected. You have circles in your eyes for your iris, and then the pupil. The circles touch the top and the bottom. Your noses, it's a little cup shape at the bottom in the middle, and then you have 2 little upside down shapes that go out for your nose, and back up, back up. So it's like bridge over, large under, bridge over. You can make lines on one side or 2 to connect back up. Your mouth is going to be this halfway line between the bottom of your chin, of your circle, and the line between your nose. So you can make that for the bottom of your lips. If you're smiling, you can draw a smile. Anything you want. Your hair, we do hair shapes, we don't draw individual hairs. So if you have short hair, if you touch the sides of your head, you have hair on your temples, it's going to come down. Maybe you have sideburns. And then we do textured lines. Your hair sticks out further, maybe your hair sticks up. If you have long hair, maybe you have bangs, draw bangs down straight. It can go down like that. You have your chin here at the bottom. And now once we have our head, you can see the head in there. We're going to add our neck. So in between, you're going to start at the pupil of your eye, go down, follow down, line down, pupil of the other eye, line down. That's your neck. It's not going to be too wide or too small. It's the right size. Once you have your neck, it goes a little ways down. To start off the skeleton of the body, you start with a line that goes out from outside of one ear to the outside of the next ear, and that's going to be your shoulders, tops of your shoulders. At the end, I want you to put a ball at the end. Each time you put a ball, it represents a joint. That's where your skeleton moves. So it's going to stick out further because our shoulders are wider than our head. So you have your little ball joints for your shoulders. If you remember practicing our head shape, we're going to do a similar shape down below, but it's going to fit 2 heads lengthwise. So an oval that fits 2 heads down below, starting where our line for our shoulders went. It's going to be our skeleton body, so that's like our rib cage and our stomach. Underneath, you're going to take just a little bit of that oval, crop it off. You're going to make a line parallel to your shoulders. It's going to stick out just as far. You're going to turn that into a rectangle, not very far down. You basically just encase the bottom of the oval. Then you cut off, turn it into an upside down trapezoid. On the inside of these triangles, put a ball there because that is your hip joints. Now if we have our arms, we're making just skeleton arms. If you hold your arms down to your side, your elbows hit just underneath your rib cage at your waist. So we know that all sections of our arms are the same length, from our shoulder to our elbow and our elbow to our wrist. So if my arms are just down, I can make that is about where my waist would be. Make another joint. I can take my other hand, pincher, same size, and now this is going to be the same size, so I just transfer my fingers down lower, and I can make the line in between, and then that's where my wrist is. And then to make my other arms, maybe I want them up and waving, so I can take the same thing, pincher, same size, I can turn it out, I'm going to make my arm wave, so another joint for my elbow, and then same size, slide it over to wherever you want it, your arm is waving. Now that you have your arms in, you can add your hands. For your hands, just start with a box, that's your palm. Have your palm in, your thumb comes out to the side, and your fingers are just going to be stick. Your middle fingers are longer than your other fingers, and if your hand is down at your side, you can show the side box. You can just show that as your thumb if your hand is at your side. Now your legs, same thing with your arms and legs. All sections of your legs are the same length, but they're going to be longer than your arm. So if you go to one section of your arm, just widen it just a little. You can take that same section, drop down to your hip joint, and then you can make that line in there. All your leg sections are going to be the same length. So now that you have hip to knee, draw in the joint for your knee, pincher, same size, drop it down below the knee, flat. You can do anything you want with your legs. So if this is a straight down leg, you're just standing up plain. If you want your legs like out to the side, same thing, pincher. I gotta move my leg so it's out to the side, same length, knee joint, and then it's gonna like come back in and sit. So same length, and I have it there. And then to draw your feet, we're just going to draw little boxes. When you look at your feet, you see from the front, if you're facing the front, all you see is like the toe of a person's shoe. So you just draw a little box in for the toe, because everything else, the rest of their foot is on the side. Now if on this leg you see the foot on the side, it's going to be more of a triangle shape. So I know that like the ball of your foot and your toes are touching the ground, but maybe the rest of the foot is up. So it's going to be like a triangle, but I'm going to bend the top off, and that's where the toe is. So this is your basic skeleton body that everyone has. And then you can go in, and then you just practice going outside to draw your shapes in your clothes. Whatever clothes you want. So if I'm drawing a shirt, I'm going to have a collar. I'm going to find the length of the sleeves I want. So if it's short sleeves, I just cut off the length equally on each arm. Go up and through, over the shoulder, down the sides. And I know that my shirts are a little longer, so maybe they go down to my waist. I'm drawing this all lightly. I can go back in. But that just doesn't cut it because my arms are still skeletal. So I have to make sure and go in and add the meaty parts of my arm. And it's going to get smaller by my elbows and by my wrist. And you can go in and add the shape to that. And your shirt comes up and meets in like your armpit area. So same thing here. If your arm is down, go down smaller by your elbows, goes out a little bit, and then to your wrist, out a little bit, skinny towards your wrist. You have your thumb out and fingers. Same thing with your skeleton hands. You're gonna go around. Your fingers aren't just sticks, they have some meat. Just go around and make sure all your meaty parts are in. You can draw in little parts of your hand. So just follow through, make sure you have all your clothes. Down at the shoes, if you look down at the front, it's going to be more rounded, so you can round the top of that box out and add in designs. If it's a boot, it's going to go up further, Maybe you're gonna see part of the tongue or high tops. So just think of the types of clothes that you want to wear. If you're in a football jersey, you can add cleats to the bottom of your shoes. Whatever you're doing, just make sure it all matches. And don't forget to add in the background.